How you all doing? This is Coopa. We are Sygnal To Noise. We're about to do a live uncut video for Bravewords. We want to thank them for having us and letting us showcase some of our new material for you all. Have a good one. Hope you enjoy.
now I'll pray. Oh, now I'll pray. Oh, now I'll pray. Oh, now I'll pray. Say that you wanna go. Wanna hear this? Time is to go. Oh, Let me know you don't feel right.
guys, my name's DJ. We're here with Sygnal To Noise, as we introduced you before. Why don't you guys kind of go down the line and introduce yourselves and what you do for the band?
I'm Coopa, singer, play guitar.
Hi, I'm Brianne, Breezy. I play bass.
Hey everybody, it's Chris, rhythm guitarist.
I'm Nick, play drums.
Dave, lead guitar.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for being here. As we are going to see, you're going to do a live, uncut, kind of raw performance. in the
Very
band
uncut and
band
raw.
room. Yeah. Do you guys want to talk about where you've come from and so a little bit of the history of the band?
Well, I formed the band in 2012. We started playing out right in the beginning of 2013, and been going crazy since, just nonstop until obviously, with everybody stopping right now due to the pandemic. But other than that, just playing constantly, most we can, best we can, to as many ears that want to hear it.
And where did these folks kind of fit into that equation?
Well, Bree I found on a website online by accident, actually. It's a website that I canceled my account on because I'm like, I'm not going to find musicians on this dumb thing. So I canceled my account, but I guess the company fudged up and didn't cancel the account right away, and she happened to see it. She was in Kentucky at the time.
Yeah, it was, if I remember correctly, it was an ad, because at the time you were looking for a bass player, and
Correct.
you canceled the ad relatively quickly. And
Yeah, and then all of a sudden I get, she contacts me, and I'm like, oh. And we started talking, and then she sent me a video of the old band she was in, her playing. I'm like, oh, she's got chops, that's cool. And we just kept talking. And then she flew her crazy ass up here, because being, we're stationed in Maine, so Kentucky to Maine's quite that. I'm like, you got to be crazy. You realize we're in Maine, right? And she's like, well, if it's a good situation, she said, I'm willing to relocate my entire life.
Yeah.
So, Breezy, what was that like to kind of, what was your first thoughts when you saw the band, and what kind of led you to want to come up to Maine and join?
When I first started watching and listening to the band and watching live performances, I was like, really, this is awesome. This band got great sound. They got a great stage presence, great lighting. Everything is like in a whole was like this wonderful. And I was like, I've got to give this a shot. But it was scary for sure. I pretty much sold everything I had and packed up and moved here with the help of our tour manager, of course. But it was it was pretty crazy. But I
A leap of faith.
It was, but I'm so glad I did it. It's been great. I can't wait to see what the future holds for us, but it's been really wonderful, and I don't regret it.
Very
Not a bit.
We don't either.
Yay.
Now, around that time, Breezy, when you were coming in, Chris, it was also around that same time that you were fresh to the band and coming in, and what was your journey into this project as well?
Yeah, it was just answering an ad, looking for a guitar player. I saw it as a great opportunity as well. I knew the band, I knew the name, wanted to be part of it.
Very cool. Now, Coop, where they're talking about they were answering ads, obviously the band's been around, as you said, since 2012. The band has definitely seen many different
We've had a few members over the years, yeah.
What's been the one thing that's kept this band going?
The music, I think, over anything else. I think there's just I don't know. I can't explain it. That's just a thing.
Heart.
Yeah, it's honest. No matter I don't know what genre we're in. I just think we're a rock band. So, but it seems to work. We play and people seem to enjoy it, and of all age groups. So, I think it's that. I think that's just, at least for me, that keeps me keep plugging away and doing it. I enjoy it. If I don't, I'm done. But I love it, so I'll keep doing it until I don't love it.
Very cool. So, Nikki, you've actually, prior to Breezy and Chris and Dave, you've been a part of this equation a little bit longer.
Yeah.
What was your thoughts coming into it as a fresh person, and what's kept you around for the time being?
I was really nervous when I first started. It took a little while to be officially in the band.
come out of your shell. and
Yeah,
everything, and-
well, there's other drummers trying out too, so it was
Yeah.
kind of that competitive type of scenario. But I don't know. I just love playing. I love being in the band. It's fun. It's what I love to do.
And Dave, you kind of, as I said, you guys knew each other, but you came in again around the same time of Breezy and Chris. What was kind of the same question? What were your thoughts leading into it? Like, what were things that kind of perked your interest about Sygnal? And
I didn't know if I was gonna fit in at all. Really, I just played a lot of covers growing up and stuff, and not a lot of original music. And then started writing a little bit, and then me and him played in some metal bands when we were younger, and the good old days.
Yeah.
And then he dragged me into this. Pretty much.
very nice. So we talked about kind of where everyone's come from, and obviously how the band's naturally evolved over these years. Aside from the band, I mean, it kind of goes hand in hand. How do you think the band as a sound and as time has gone, how it's evolved and matured or not? Like, how do you think that's been over the years?
I think it's naturally evolved just because when you get new players, it's going to change naturally. It's impossible for it not to. I think one thing that's been constant is just because I'm here and I write a certain way, so that core root of what the band is always going to stay there. So no matter what members have come in, I think that's why fans have been cool with it. No one seems to care. Everybody just loves the music because the core root of what I'm still here. So that core dynamic. The key is just to find other musicians that we can snap with. I think I have it now finally. Like the chemistry has to be there. You have to, everybody has to be on the same page and want the same thing and understand that there's going to be sacrifices and time away from your family and time away from work and losing money. If you're in the original music scene, you better know, don't do it for money. You're trying to do it to make a living. That's just stupid. You got to do it because you love it, And so I think that's really it. I think these guys all get it. They all came in the same mindset. They knew what I was trying to do. They understood what I was trying to do, and they're just behind it. So it's like a good football team. The quarterback's only as good as his team, and vice versa. You need that dynamic has to be solid. But I think I have it. This is hands down the best lineup I've had.
Very cool. Now, as we mentioned, it's been 2012 to now it's 2021. What are some of the highlights in that amount of time that the band has gone through, or things that you find stuck out for you?
I mean, tons of shows. Touring was awesome. Doug Pinnick from King's X telling me we had a great band to my face. Hands down, is the best compliment ever. That'll stay in the absolute echelon of my mind. It's the coolest moment ever because he's an icon. So for him to be like, you guys have a great fucking band. That was pretty damn cool. I'm like, oh. I was like a little kid. I'm like, oh. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. So that is definitely my highlight.
I know there hasn't been, in light of the situation with the pandemic, there hasn't been too many shows or anything that you guys have been at so far, but have there been highlights for you and Chris and Dave and Nick in terms of highlights or things that stuck out for your
Yeah,
mind?
it really, when we play any show that we've been at since I've been in the band, it's been really good because different fans will come up to me and be like, oh my God, I love your band, I need some merch, I love your sound, I need to promote your band, and I just love it, and I'm a lifetime fan now, I'm going to be to the next show. And then those same fans come to the second show, that I've seen, and the same faces. And I was like, wow, these people were pretty hardcore. So to me, I think that's awesome to be able to, have a fan base like we've got.
The response and the interaction that people have been giving for you.
It's wonderful, yeah,
Awesome.
for sure.
Chris, what about you, bud?
For me, it's all about the chemistry. I'm not sure if I like the chemistry and it's more fun in the band room or playing out. It's a different buzz, but they're equal. It's so much fun to be in the room where everybody just kind of knows and it all clicks. Everybody's been in a relationship, so and it just goes click. And it's like, wow, this is cool.
Mm-hmm.
That moment of slow motion, and you look around, and everyone looks at you, and you just go. Phew.
And we actually communicate. which in previous lineups I never did. So what's great about us is half the time we've had practices where we only jam for like an hour and then we talk for like 3 fucking hours and just keep yakking.
Yeah.
And then other times we'll play for 3 hours straight and talk for 5 minutes. But we're always talking. We're on Facebook. We have a secret page so we can communicate with each other. We're sending each other videos and notes and we're always communicating. And I think that's a nice feeling because that's what a band is. You know what I mean? The beauty of a band is, and I think anybody that's a musician understands that feeling of in a room with a bunch of other musicians, and you look at each other and you're in it, and you can't explain that to people unless other musicians get it. Regular people don't really understand. Like, why are you doing that? Why do you spend all that money on that gear? Why do you do it? Because you can't not do it. You just got to do it.
As someone who's been along with you on the outside and the outskirts, as an outside perspective, it's definitely a refreshing thing to see when you guys can interact and write and hang out, and all of it is comfortable and not
Fun.
forced and fun.
It's just fun.
It's a huge thing to show, like in a relationship where you might want to smack that person upside the head at some point, but at the end of the day, you guys all care about each other, and you guys can look at the bigger picture and what you're doing together as a band and creating, and
That coincides
set
with-
aside that ego.
Yeah, well, with fun, it also coincides with the respect, and that's where that comes in. If you respect each other, then that understanding, even if somebody's in a bad mood, that's how you glide around that, because you respect the person, even if they're being a dickhead. You respect them, know they're just having a hard time, and that's how you weave around that stuff. And I think we have that, so which is nice. So
We definitely have a good chemistry. for
yeah,
sure.
Very cool. Very cool. So, Nick and Dave, kind of same questions that we asked these guys. What were, like, Nick, you've had a little bit more time with the band. What are some highlights or things or moments that stick out in your mind?
I would say going to tour Florida is definitely a highlight. Meeting Frankie Benali was definitely really cool. Getting a picture with him was awesome, for sure. Playing the same stage as Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder in Florida was definitely one of them.
It was the Blue Note,
Yeah,
right?
the Blue Note.
Very cool.
And the King's X show that we opened up for them, that was fucking awesome. So,
That was a great show.
absolutely.
Dave, bud, same. Pose the same question to you, my friend.
Yeah, I'm freshy fresh.
You're fresh, yeah.
Had some shows, but I just love playing live with you guys all the time. That's all I look forward to every week, pretty much.
Nice.
Just want to play music, man. I got a lot to say.
Do you, is it the live experience or the writing experience? Are you all about that live show? or-
Yeah, I love it all, man. Every bit of it.
Every
When it just
facet of it.
when everything. I mean, we've had a riff and written a song in 5 minutes. Just everybody hit the same chord at the same. It's just you hit a wave. Everybody hits the same wave.
Very cool.
It's
I think those are some of the highlights. It's
Yeah.
just when it clicks and it just
yeah, you just know.
almost flawless,
Fun.
but not. But like,
A lot of fun, man.
very cool.
I enjoy it.
Very cool. All right. So we talked about things that you've done in the past, a look into the history of the band, where the pandemic is happening. Things are clearly affected by that. So what have you guys been doing in light of that to kind of continue doing what you're doing? What are some things that you're working towards in the future?
well, this video, obviously, for Bravewords, which we appreciate, and it's been fun to do. Other than that, we've been writing. I mean, one beauty of COVID is when you're hunkered down, you have nothing else to do but write. So we're sitting on a lot of new material.
What?
A lot. So we're actually scheduled to jump in the studio in 2 weeks, and we've already got one single already recorded and done and shelved, and we're going to keep recording, and hopefully, this craziness ends by spring is, wishful thinking, but we're hoping. And then going to release a new album, and then tour the crap out of it, and hopefully people will get excited to get out of their houses and, live again. Hopefully we can all take our masks off and be human again and normal. One can hope.
That'd be so nice.
Wouldn't it?
Oh my goodness.
I agree. So you guys are working hard on writing. Where can your fans find you and how they can stay up to date on what you guys are doing, and things of that nature?
Well, our website, signaltonoise.com. Facebook, of course. We tweet occasionally. Not a big tweeter, but once in a while I'll throw a little tweet out there. A little hi. I believe are we on Instagram?
We are on
We're on Instagram.
Hashtag spread the signal.
Boom. There we go. Facebook's the easiest one. Everybody's on that platform, so and you can chat with us right through there. We also have a Sygnal To Noise fan page on Facebook.
Yep. On our Facebook page, we have a Shop Now button where you can actually go on and purchase online merch. And of course, we're going to have merch that you can purchase at shows once we get back on the road. But we'd like to hear from our fans. They send us messages on Facebook every so often, and we respond to every message that's sent to us. We really do appreciate the support, on there and such.
We have for anybody that doesn't know who we are, they're listening. This is the first time. We have 3 CDs out. They're all available on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, Xbox Music, PlayStation Music. I believe even Amazon. I mean, you name it, we're on there socially. The media web.
On top of your website and all that stuff,
Correct.
you guys also have some cool things like videos that people can see, which you guys
Oh yes,
have your.
we do have
your
videos
YouTube.
on the YouTube channel. We do have. Oh, that's right. We have a YouTube channel.
We do
Yeah.
have a
We have too many channels. Can't remember them all.
social media.
Social
So many.
media. We're on it.
Yeah.
There it is.
All right, guys. So, in closing, is there anything that you want to say to anyone watching this video or your fans?
First of all, we'd like to thank Bravewords for even allowing this to happen and supporting us. We appreciate it a lot. Most of all, our fans, people listening, anybody that enjoys what we do, thank you. It means the world to us.
Yeah, thank you for all the fans and definitely for being part of the STN family. We love you all very much.
And to all the other bands out there struggling and doing their thing, keep doing it. Hang in there.
Right.
Hopefully this all goes away and we can